Dear students, greetings for the day. Today we will study about principles of figure drawing. Objectives. Middle dot to introduce the concept of fashion illustration. Middle dot to familiarize with different types of media used for illustrating fashion. Middle dot to understand different techniques used in illustrating figures. Middle dot to know the basic drawing techniques. Introduction. Middle dot fashion illustration is the communication of fashion through drawing, illustration or painting. Middle dot it is an artistic style of drawing a fashion figure and creating garments on the fashion figure for presentation. Middle dot it is usually commissioned for reproduction in fashion magazines as part of the editorial feature or for the purpose of advertising and promoting fashion makers, fashion boutiques and departmental stores, to show to the clients as a preview of their garments. Materials required for fashion illustration. Middle dot cartridge sheets, A3 size, is the most versatile paper and although best used with dry media, can be used with watercolors as well. Middle dot watercolor paper, cartridge sheets, unless it is primed for use with water, will swell and buckle. For this reason, more expensive watercolor paper such as Arches is the best paper to use with paints and inks. It comes in 3 textures according to its grade of smoothness. Middle dot marker paper is a lightweight paper with a bleed-proof surface to stop fiber tip pens or marker from running. Middle dot colored and textured papers, A3 size, provide background and textural interest which enhance the quality of a drawing. Middle dot litho or bond paper is suitable for practicing sketches because it is cheaper and, being semi-transparent, is useful for reworking sketches. Middle dot tracing sheet or gateway sheet, A3 size, transparent piece of paper used to trace out fashion sketches. Middle dot pencils, HP, 2B, 3B, 4B, 6B, and 8B. Pencils range in hardness and blackness from 9H to 9B. H indicating the hardness and B indicating the blackness or softness of the lead. For fashion drawing, 2B pencil, or softer, is ideal. Hard H pencils leave indentations on the page when erased and these marks are difficult to cover with further pencil lines or shading. Using a 2B or softer pencil, enough control can be exerted to achieve the lightness of line required with the advantage of a wider range of dark and thick lines being available from the same pencil. There are 2 ways to hold a pencil, resulting in different types of line. Holding it upright like writing with a pen uses the point of the pencil, and makes a thin line, which can be lightened or darkened by varying the pressure of the index finger. Holding the pencil under the hand, like a knife, uses the flat edge of the pencil lead and is most effective for shading. It can also be tilted up on end to use the point for thick or thin lines, and lightness or darkness is again controlled by index finger pressure. Holding the pencil further from the tip allows to achieve very light line work with a free, sketchy quality. Holding further down towards the tip gives firmer control, and a stronger, more purposeful line. Middle dot colored pencils, Staedtler, and wax pencils are good for quick sketches or detailed drawings and give soft, delicate effects with subtle blends of color, tone and shading. Aquarels are water-based pencils or crayons which can be applied as a wash, or washed over once the color has been laid down. Middle dot watercolors. Watercolor may be bought as a solid tablet or as a paste in a tube that can be thinned by water. It is usually used for a more transparent or sheer effect. Middle dot soft pastels. Soft pastels are chalky sticks of color. They come in 3 grades of softness. They are worked by smudging and blending on paper. It's used to create soft hazy effect. Oil pastels. Oil pastels are sticks of color like soft pastels but are used for thicker, bolder marks. Oil pastels provide a harder edge but are more difficult to blend than soft pastels. Drawing ink. Drawing ink come in a wide range of colors. They can be put on with a brush and used like watercolors or with a fountain or dip pen for more controlled style of drawing. Drawing pens. Pens are usually used for a sharp outline. Any color may be used as required. Technical pens. The ink or fine tip felt pens are usually used by designers are known as technical pens. These are very fine and used for detailed work. Roller pens. Markers. There are a wide range of markers available from soluble to permanent color. The size of nibs ranges from fine to broad, varying in shapes from round, square, bullet or chisel shaped. Brushes. Brushes come in a variety of sizes, shapes and qualities. For use with inks and paints, sable is the best quality and most expensive. For learning purposes, squirrel, camel, hair or nylon are acceptable. Bristle brushes tend to leave a streaky finish, and may be too harsh for some papers. You will need a selection of brush sizes and types. Use the appropriately sized brush for each job. Large brushes for large areas, and the smallest for fine details and outlines. Different shaped brushes give you different types of line and texture. Round, pointed brushes are most commonly used, but try also the Japanese calligraphy brushes, flat lettering brushes or blunt-ended brushes. Miscellaneous equipment. Spray fixative prevents smudging and fading and is essential to protect your work. Painted work should be covered with glycine or tissue paper. Examples of erasers are gum, plastic or soft putty. Soft putty can be molded into shape and is used for pastels. A palette is necessary for mixing colors. Keep some scrap paper handy for getting rid of excess water and for testing colors before you apply them. Pencil techniques and shading. Middle dot. Your pencil is a tool you must master if your drawing is to reach its full potential. Your line work needs to convey a sense of authority. Short, scratchy lines look hesitant and unsure. Middle dot. Practice making smooth flowing lines, sharp aggressive lines, fine delicate lines, or any type of line which will allow you to expand your drawing vocabulary with confidence. The type of line you use always conveys a message or mood. Shading is not essential in a drawing, but adds depth and movement to a design. The following techniques help to create the illusion of 3 dimensions and are suitable for pencil or other media. Shading represents the fall of light and shadow on the figure and clothing, so it is necessary to establish a light source. Fashion photography often uses several light sources, but for fashion drawing it is better to work from only one source. For figures in outdoor settings, the sun shining from above is the only source of light. Interiors or nighttime scenes have artificial light, so it may emanate from different directions or be of stronger or softer intensity than occurs naturally. Highlights occur where light falls directly onto a surface and can be shown in your drawings by leaving a small patch of the white page showing through, or can be colored white with paint or a soft waxy pencil. Shadows fall where light is prevented from hitting the surface. This occurs on the side or sides of an object furthest from the light source, or when one form is behind another, as with undergarment edges, hems and fabric folds. Light, bright and warm colors advance, dull, dark and cool colors recede. On a walking figure, the back leg and foot should be shaded, and the front foot should be light. A spot of highlight can be placed on the front knee to bring it forward. The further back the form, the darker the shading can be. Outlines work the opposite way. Sharp, clear outlines define forms and bring them forward. Soft, light outlines, or no outline, allows a form to recede into the distance. Light/dark contrasts are also stronger in the foreground, and softer as objects move into the distance. Middle dot. When using color, try using complementary colors for shadows instead of blacks and grays. They still look like shadows, but add a lot of vitality to your work. Middle dot. Shading can be created by cross-hatching that builds up a texture of parallel or crisscrossed lines, or by chiaroscuro, a flat, tonal shading. Chiaroscuro uses the flat edge of a pencil to create varying degrees of lightness or darkness which follow the form of an object. Use a tortillon, a pencil-shaped roll of paper, to blend and smooth areas of shading.